Well, things absolutely kicked off here today at the Austrian Grand Prix, and what was an absolute snooze fest for until about like 50 odd. We finally had to race at the end, and boy, did it kick off. Contact between the top two drivers in the championship. Incredible. But before we get into that, we're going to be talking about other things before, like other things before that. So we're going to start off with the sprint, but if you're new around here, like, subscribe for that. If you like F1 content, this is the channel to subscribe for. Let's talk about, firstly, the sprint. We'll just get into the straightforward stuff. I mean, qualifying, we're not going to bother. Verstappen, Norris, top two, that's all you need to know. And everything else is pretty much the same. So, as you can see, Max Verstappen won the sprint in the end, ahead of Oscar Piastri in second and Norris in third. Great battle between Verstappen and Norris early on. Norris then kind of bottled it, allowed Piastri to get through for second. The Norris fangirls crying as always, saying, "Oh, Piastri, how does that Piastri cost us to win? Overtake then. If you could win, overtake." So, yeah, the Norris fangirls, and there's probably fanboys as well, they're the Team LH fans of the modern era. Absolutely, you just don't want to, I'm not going to say anything because I can't be asked. Then you had the Mercedes and Ferraris, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, Russell, Sainz, Hamilton, Leclerc, Mercedes, Ferrari standard, and Sergio Perez doing Perez things in 8th in the final point. Magnussen had a good sprint in the Haas. The Alpines, RBs, Aston Martin. No, Aston Martin absolutely nowhere this weekend, absolutely god-awful. Nico Hulkenberg got a 10-second penalty for overtaking Fernando Alonso. We'll get back. That's going to be crucial information later on in this video, I'll tell you that now. Because Hulkenberg went for a move on Alonso, pretty straightforward, got the move. Alonso was kind of running wide anyway, and got a 10-second penalty for it, so went from, not that it changed anything, 15th to 90th, oh well, who cares. And then Zhou Guanyu doing Zhou Guanyu things, driving at the back. That was a sprint. It was a decent start, and then kind of just whatever after that. As for the race, though, well, for the most part, for the first 50-odd laps, it was just standard, just the continuation of the sprint. Everything was going as normal. You had some good battles. The Alpine were delivering, Alpine were delivering the entertainment today. Ocon and Gasly, great battles. Didn't crash. They're very close, but they didn't crash. And they did put on a good show. Didn't really get the results they probably could afford in the end. But hey, it was still fun to watch. I'm trying to think of anything else that happened. Hamilton got a penalty for crossing the white line. Piastri and Leclerc touched on that one. Leclerc got broken right wing, which ruined his race, which is why he ended up finishing down in 11th. Piastri was able to continue. Then had contact with Perez, which then damaged Perez's car. People are going to say, "Oh, Perez, what are you doing down in 7th? He had a hole in his side pod." Go look at his left-hand side pod. There was a hole in it. And if you don't, with these cars, if you have a damaged side pod, 90% of the time you end up retiring the car because of how slow you are or how much it overheats the car. So just go very much precedent from the last 2 years. Go and check it. Just go back and look at results. You'll see a lot of crashes from those 2 years, and you'll see most of them end up with damaged side pods. So to get 7th isn't that bad, but we'll get to Perez in a little bit. The Salvers was just salvering, as with Williams or Williamsing, just chilling. For that, Aston Martin. I mean, Aston Martin just going backwards. What is happening with Aston Martin, man? They are just nowhere. I think Fernando Alonso wants to get that contract and just go goodbye. That's what he wants to do. But obviously, let's talk about the incident. I've waited long enough. Let's talk about the incident. And it's the incident, obviously, that there was talking about Max Verstappen and Lando Norris colliding, resulting in Lando Norris retiring from the race, his first DNF of the season, whereas Max Verstappen ended up finishing down in P5. It all started before, first Verstappen moving on the braking. The first one was bad for Verstappen. That was bad. Norris, I could see why Norris was annoyed. The second time Verstappen did barely move, Norris was going straight on to Silverstone, thinking it was the British Grand Prix. Norris was never making the corner, so Norris loves, both of these love crying. They love crying over the radio, but that's just racing drivers. Every single racing driver would complain. I'm sure Zhou Guanyu was complaining as well about it. Yeah, actually, Zhou Guanyu was complaining. He got absolutely destroyed by Alonso. So he had every right to complain. I forgot about that crash. Just sums up Alonso's race, to be honest. But anyway, I'll go back to Alonso. Norris and Verstappen. Norris went off, and then Norris went for a move on Verstappen, very much Hulkenberg v Alonso-esque. Norris made the corner, Verstappen went off. Everyone was like, I know what Anthony Davidson was waffling about. Oh, it was perfectly legal. They could go back to something that happened 5 years ago instead of comparing it to something that happened 24 hours ago. So what? That's just British biased, obviously. I'm just saying that now. It's obviously British biased. But then eventually got to a point. Verstappen ended up keeping the place by going off the track. I think that was perfectly fine. And then, because Norris was going to get a penalty anyway. Also, Norris did have a penalty because of track limits. They waited 20 laps to say it. It wasn't 20 laps, but you get the point. They could have just said it straight away. It was very obvious. But we could have avoided the collision, but no. They collided. Very unlucky. The contact is very unlucky. The fact they both got punctures. I've seen bigger hits, and nothing happens. So they were very... Alonso Joe is the big one. Joe was off the ground. Perfectly fine. This one, they touch, slight contact, both get punctures. Verstappen's wasn't as bad as Norris's in terms of the way the puncture happened. Norris ended up destroying the car, which is why he ended up having to retire. And yeah, Verstappen did get a penalty for it, which is probably fair enough. The not that changed. I think it was P5 anyway. I guess we'll see if that's the end of this friendship. This could very much be Hamilton-Russell, not Hamilton-Russell, Hamilton-Rosberg all over again. Very possible. Norris said if Verstappen apologised, he'd be fine with it. I mean, Norris, you have some blame to take with there as well, but not the actual crash itself, but before that. So yeah, Norris should take everything Verstappen did was wrong, but Norris did things wrong as well. So yeah, it's we'll see how things go into Silverstone. Verstappen's been the worst time to do that, isn't he? Because he's not going to go to Verstappen's going to go to Britain and get absolutely booed again. He got away with it last year. There wasn't really much booze last year. This year he's going to he's back to booing, so I'm sure he does. I'm sure he doesn't give a crap, to be honest. But it's still something you need to think about. And you know, the Norris fan crybabies are going to be out in full force. And in terms of other results, obviously, I haven't even said about the winner. As a result of that crash, George Russell won the race in the Mercedes. First win of the year for Russell and for Mercedes. First win for both of them since Brazil 2022. And he said 30-something races. Did I say 33? Was it the magic 33? If it's 33, that's typical because of Verstappen's number. But yeah, as a result, there's now 5 different winners and 4 different teams have won a race this year. And we're only 11 races into the season. We're still in the first half of the season. That's very impressive. Considering how the first 6 races were going, you know, it was looking like Verstappen and Sainz were going to be the only winners. It's actually turning into a pretty decent season now. So I don't know why my camera stopped focusing. Yeah, Russell was there to pick up the pieces. Great result for him. Oscar Piastri on the podium in the McLaren. Like qualifying mistake, he's going to absolutely ruin that even more now because he probably would have won the race if it wasn't for that. Carlos Sainz also finishing on the podium with the Ferrari. First podium Austria for Sainz. I said obviously helped with his penalty. Nico Hulkenberg P6 in the Haas and Kevin Magnussen also P8 in the Haas. Great day for Haas. Haas love this track, by the way. This is by far the best track. They always get double points finishes here, it seems like. For last year, in 2021 and 2029. Okay, they love this track though. Double points finish, 6 and 8. Great result for them. They jumped straight back ahead of Alpine and they got a closer gap to RB as well. You know, that's what, 12 points, big all the points for Haas. Daniel Ricciardo picking up a couple of points as well, the RB. A great result for him. Absolutely trounced Yuki Tsunoda this weekend. And Pierre Gasly also scored a point for Alpine. That's now 4 races in a row now. Gasly scored points, so pretty impressive from him. And then with obviously Charles Leclerc in 11th. And the only DNF was Lando Norris. Logan Sargent, he got contact on lap 1. Sargent broke his pelvic on lap 1, we never saw why. So, who knows? Was it the mystery? We'll never know. That was F1. Let's talk about F2 and F3. There's the results for F2 sprint race. You can see Oliver Behrman winning the race. First win of the season for Behrman. It's about time that he won a race. And Prema won a race. First podium result for Prema and Behrman. Means every team has had a podium. That's something. 17 drivers have a podium, which is ridiculous, by the way. And Antonelli isn't one of them. So, or the Antonelli hype. Or the Antonelli haters are going to absolutely love that. But yeah, great result for Behrman. Pepper Marty back on the podium. First half since Bahrain. And Paul Aaron doing Paul Aaron things, finishing on the podium. In terms of others, Joshua Dirksen finished 8th in the AIX, getting a point. Good result for him. Obviously, a Bortoleto, Harger, Crawford, maybe also the points. Colin Pinto was 11th, balled up the final lap, spinning out, so not good for him. Isaac Hadjar, I think had engine issues all race, 13th. And as for the feature race, as you can see, Gary Bortoleto winning the race in the Invicta, first win of the year for him, the reigning F3 champion. I think it's Invicta's first win as well, so great day for them. I can't remember if maybe hasn't won a race. Yeah, first win for Invicta. Franco Colapinto finished 2nd in the F3 Motorsport, great result for him on the podium, and Isaac Hadjar 2nd in the championship, finishing on the podium as well. Enzo Fittipaldi back in the points as well for about 20 million years outside the points. First points in Saudi Arabia. About time he's back in the points. Paul Aaron, championship driver again, P5. Joshua Dirksen in the AIX, also getting good points in P6. Amric Cordial, great result for him as well, the high tech in 7th. Taylor Bernard also in the points at AIX. First double points finish for AIX, with Zach O'Sullivan and Jack Crawford completing the points. Jack Crawford, who stalled off the start, recovering to P10. Dennis Hauger, who was supposed to start on pole, stalled on the formation lap. Not good for him. Antonelli stalled in the pits, ruined his race. 4 retirements at the end. Retomo Mayata retired with some sort of mechanical problem in the Rodin. You had Richard Shaw retired, who retired because he was feeling unwell, so hopefully for Shaw is doing all good. Oliver Behrman and Zane Maloney both retired, I think both with mechanical problems, so you're not good for them. A double DNF for Rodin, by the way, with Mayata and Maloney. Zane Maloney had a terrible race. He was last in the... something happened at the start of the sprint race, and then stalled in the feature race. He's just having a terrible time right now. Maloney. First DNF of the season for Oliver Behrman and Retomo Mayata. I think it's 2nd for Zane Maloney, and I think 4th or 5th for Richard Shaw, the most unluckiest driver in the world. And we are now officially halfway through the F2 season as well, and as things stand, it's Paul Aaron versus Isaac Hadjar for the championship, by the looks of things. Then we have F3. You can see Nicholas Zolov won the race in the ART, 2nd win of the year for him, and he's like 14th in the championship at this stage, obviously, before the feature race. Great off him, head of Martin Essential, 2nd for High Tech, and Christian Mansell, who from his own words, bowled it. So I think there was obviously a safety car later on, or a virtual safety car. I think he got out of it before he was actually deployed and went from first to third. So not good for Mansell. You have Dunn, who was absolutely just wanting to wreck Montoya the whole race. Don't know what he was up to. And you have Van Hooijen, Mini, Goethe, Travis, Leon, and Megatoda finally scores a point for Trident after about 5 races in a row, not scoring points. Finally gets a point at the Trident. You had 3 drivers retire from the sprint race. Arvid Lindblad, who had contact with Megatoda. It was more Lindblad's fault. Sebastian Montoya, who had contact with Dunn. And Kasper Stuko retired after contact on the open with homeboy Charlie Wirtz. All 3 of those suffering their second. All 3 of them suffering their second DNS of the season. Then you had the feature race. You had Luke Browning winning the race in the high-tech from pole. Second win of the year for him after Bahrain. Takes the championship lead. Great day for him. Gabriel Luidi finished second in the frame ahead of his teammate Dino Meganovic. Great battle between those at the end. Christian Mansell, great second half of the race to finish fourth. Had Oliver Goethe continues his point streak of scoring points every race. And Nicholas Olive, Arvid Lindblad, Lawrence Van Hooijen, Leonardo Fontaroli, who goes from 24th to 9th. Gets a couple of points. Could be a crucial couple of points come the end of the season. And then you had Danger Boy Alex Dunn in 10th, completing the points. And you had I think he had 3 retirements in this race as well. Could be wrong. Montoya retired again because he got taken out by Kramnitz. You had who else was retired? Dufek retired with some sort of problem, and I think Bedrin might have retired as well. So yeah, that was the F3 race. Yeah, Bedrin actually did retire. He got taken out by someone. I can't remember who he got taken out by, but he got taken out by someone. I do know that. So that was the Austrian Grand Prix for F1, F2, F3. F2 and F3 was pretty entertaining as always. F1 sprint race and the first 75% of the F1 race was not good. Well, the drama at the end is going to make up for it with top two of the championship colliding. Obviously, Silverstone next up, home race for myself and for everyone from Britain. Looking forward to that. Always delivers, so we'll see what drama continues in for the British Grand Prix next week. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, all that. Check out these videos here. We'll see everything else on this channel. Subscribe right there. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.